are not necessarily those of this station or its management.
Good morning, and welcome to the Rock and Roll Real Estate Hour, starring Gary Rossignol of Berkshire Hathaway Professional Realty. To be part of the program, dial 513-749-1480 to get answers to all your questions about your home and property. The number again, 513-749-1480. And now, here's Gary.
Hey, Merry Christmas, everybody, and welcome to the Rock and Roll Real Estate Hour. This is our 4th annual Christmas show right here on 1480 WDJO Cincinnati. And I don't know how I got this idea. I know Rio was on my very first show.
Yep,
when I started the radio show years ago. She came on, and they were just very small at the time. And we're talking about the Dragonfly Foundation. And so we kind of introduced them to the Cincinnati, and they just got, whoa.
Right.
They're just huge. Now they're in Chicago, Illinois. And we thought, well, you know, we got to do some good. It's Christmas time. What can we do to help out? And now Dragonfly has grown so large. I'm speaking to Kyle Weldon. You work for Dragonfly.
I do. I've been working for Dragonfly for about 3 months now.
Wow, that's great. We've got a lot of guests here in the studio. We were talking with Gary Rasmussen. He is here. He's the musical insurance guy. Him and his wife Marva are here with the North Cincinnati Youth Orchestra, members of, not all of them. We got like 4 or 5 of them. There's about,
you need a bigger studio
about 50 or 60 of them in the whole orchestra, but we got like 4 or 5 of them in there, and they'll be performing for us in a little bit. We had Bob Pape called in. We had Russell Kling. We had Pete McCreary, the Junk King, and, of course, Lou Amzoff with Title Stream. Just a lot of people that come together for this 2 hours to hats off to the Dragonfly Foundation. We want to embrace them. We want to hug them. We want to help them. You tell us.
Comfort and joy.
They come from all over the country.
They do. We've got 46 states represented, 6 different countries.
And
so
these families here today are from out of town?
They are not. I don't believe they are.
They're okay. But they're just so tied up with their child in the hospital.
Yes. Yep.
That life just looks a little bleak.
It does, and it's our mission to bring them comfort and joy no matter what, as fast as possible.
Yeah. So for these folks, and we're going to bring them in here in a little bit. Are they excited about going to be on the radio?
They are. They are.
They?
I think they're a little nervous, but
okay,
they're excited.
All right.
I know the kids are excited. So.
Okay, so this will be something fun for them.
Yeah, it will. It will.
Oh,
good.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's great. It's all I want to know.
Yep.
So growing up, I never thought about being on a radio show before.
Right?
Yeah. Is Santa Claus here? Oh my God! I thought I heard reindeer. Wow. Yeah. Bring Santa in here. Hey. Santa's here. Oh my gosh. Santa!
Oh, Merry Christmas! Merry
Come on over here,
Christmas.
Santa.
Merry Christmas.
Oh my gosh.
How are you?
All right, how you doing, Santa?
Good, doing very well, thank you.
Great. So, did you just fly in from the North Pole?
Yeah, and I got to apologize to all the listeners out there. We were trying to sleigh out, for our big run Wednesday night.
Uh-huh.
And Rudolph and I kind of went through some clouds, and that's why it's snowing right now. We apologize for that. Hopefully, it'll stop here soon. You guys can get out there and do whatever you need to do this weekend.
All right, great. So, you're from the North Pole, Santa.
I am.
Yeah.
I am.
And what's the real estate market like?
Well, I
up
got
in
to
the
tell
North
you,
Pole?
it's very cold and chilly up there. I think like it is a lot of other places.
Is this a good time to put your house on the market?
Well, at the North Pole, it's not really any good time because there's not too many people up there. So, but I think this is a good time anywhere else to put your house on the market. Yeah.
Yeah. But you've got some kids out here.
Okay.
Are they excited about seeing you?
I think so. I made my special trip. I know I'm busy right now, but I wanted to clear some time to come down and see all the kids and help them, wish them Merry Christmas.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. Well, we don't want to hold you up because I know you got a lot of traveling to do.
I sure do.
You got about 6, 7, or 8 kids out here that are just waiting for you.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So,
all right. Well, I will let you guys go. You guys have a very Merry Christmas. Everybody out there have a Merry Christmas.
Thanks for stopping in, Santa.
No problem. Merry Christmas. Ho, ho, ho.
That is Santa Claus himself. How cool is this? All right, great. So, you have when the smiles go on their faces, how cool is that?
It is. It's very rewarding, definitely, and it just reassures why we do what we do. I mean,
Yeah.
there's a lot of people out there raising money for different things, and
Can you think
We
of
go
one
out.
point in how long you been with Dragonfly Foundation?
3 months. 3 months.
How much?
3 months.
3 months. Okay, so you couldn't really answer. I was going to say, do you know when the turning point was when things just started to skyrocket for the Dragonfly Foundation?
It was really 2012 when Marty Brenneman shaved his head on Great American and exposed us to Cincinnati and the world. And after
That blew it open.
After that, it was the
Yeah.
floodgates opened, and
Yeah.
we were able to really, really pursue our mission
Yeah,
with everything
yeah.
we had. So
So that increased the awareness of the
It did.
Dragonfly
It did,
Foundation. Yeah.
yep.
Isn't that fantastic?
It
It's
is.
Great. And what a wonderful guy.
He is. He's a great guy.
Yeah.
Really, really nice guy. And if you've ever had the chance to talk to him, it's just incredible to be around.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's really cool. And we do have, in fact, he'll be at the fundraiser, I believe, on February the 14th.
Yes, he will. The Love Rocks Gala.
Yeah,
That is over at the Savannah Center in Westchester.
Right.
February 14th.
Yep.
So
yep.
looking forward to it.
That's going to be a lot of fun. Blue Sun Ivory will be there.
They will.
We'll be rocking the house down.
Excited to
Yeah,
see you guys.
yeah,
I've
yeah.
never seen you in person before.
Oh, wow.
I'm excited.
Okay. Yeah, we're going to have a blast. So, so tell me what's a typical day at you work out of the landing,
Correct.
which is in Mason.
Correct. There's a number of things that go on a typical day, and people bringing in donations, especially this time of year. As you can imagine, we're especially busy. So people bring in gifts, donations, in-kind donations. So just talking with them, making sure that they know where their donations are
And
going.
100% of the donations go to the families.
Yes.
Or the
Yes.
kids.
Yes.
Yeah.
And sometimes we'll have kids come into the landing. That's why it's there. They'll come in to play with trains, watch TV, play with their siblings. It's just a really safe and secure place for them to come and feel comfort and feel joy for, however long that they're there.
Yeah. Yeah. The landing has various rooms. They have a room that's set up just for the teenagers where they got some games.
Yeah,
that
our
teenagers play.
Dragonfly Flight Club is what we
Is
call it.
that what they call it? Okay.
Yeah. Special room just for the teenagers.
Yeah.
So.
And you got a big lounge open
Correct.
where
Yeah, we've
people
got
can
like a
sit around.
parents area, where the parents can sit down and relax and kind of forget about everything. for
And a
little
little
bit.
place for the younger kids.
Oh yeah, little Thomas the Train sets and so everything a kid could want is in there. So
Yeah.
that's our goal to keep that going.
Because so many of the families are displaced from their regular homes.
Correct. Yes, we have a lot of families staying, at the Ronald McDonald House.
Uh-huh.
So they'll come up and hang out at the landing.
Now, the
just
Ronald
get away.
McDonald House, that'll give them a good place to stay.
Right, but
and-
it doesn't really provide the comfort and the joy that these families and these children desperately need. And
Yeah, yeah.
that's what we're here to do. So,
Right, right. So hand in hand, you really take care of them.
Correct.
Wow, wow. So, and we were able to, and I said we, I'm talking about Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Professional Realty in Westchester. And again, I want to thank Bob and Lisa and Pam and Bill and Carly and Carol and David and Ed and Jillian and Greg and Gordon and Helen and Katrina and Les and Meg and Thomas and all the folks in our office that we had envelopes and of course the kids were able to put down things that they would like to
I
have.
saw the list of things you guys got. It's incredible. We
And
appreciate
we
your
wanted to
support
make
so
sure
much.
that they had a Merry Christmas.
Yes, and we really do appreciate your support.
Hey.
It's incredible.
The little bit that we could do, to make these folks happy, make it work. So, what's one of the? You've been with them for 4 months now. So, what was one of the biggest eye turners that you can when you started working for them? Was it just another job, or did you really know what you were getting into?
So I'll just kind of go into the story of how I started working for him.
Okay.
The first time that I met Christine Knightsky, I was playing baseball at Miami of Ohio, and our coach brought us down to Children's to visit with a kid who had been diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma. Happened to be a huge baseball fan, and that was Matt Knightsky.
Okay.
And so I met Christine and Matt through that, and then fast forward 4
It's
years.
like 5 years ago.
Yeah, fast forward
Yeah.
4 or 5 years, and I'm back in Cincinnati, and I see Christine, and she asked me if I wanted to come volunteer, remembering that I'd come to visit Matt, and so I did. And about a week later, I was 100% on board with their mission. Just an incredible cause and something that
So you're a professional baseball player.
I was a college baseball player.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I played in the Frontier League professionally, but I saw the cause and I saw the immediate impact and I saw the need for the comfort and the need for the joy in these children's lives and these families' lives. And I saw how the Dragonfly Foundation was providing that immediate impact. And that was just something that just pulled my heart, and I was in, 100%.
So what does Rhea and Christine and their troop, what do they do? How do they reach out, and what are some of the things that they provide?
We have 12 different programs. Probably the biggest ones would be our, gifting to the kids. Like if they've had a bad day, if they had treatment or something like that, we'll send them a little something to just put a smile on their face for a few minutes. Our just admitted care bags, our newly admitted patients to Children's Hospital. We have care bags that we give them everything they'll need for an extended stay at the hospital. That's also our biggest. And then our hair loss, just how to cope with hair loss program.
Right.
The I'm Still Me, the Made You Look shirts, stuff like that.
Because these kids go through so much. I mean, the beads of courage impress me. I mean, it's like some of them have 500 to 800 beads on them.
Some with thousands. Thousands of beads.
And each bead represents a poke, a prod, a shot,
some sort of
therapy, X-ray. Every time they get something, they get a bead representing that they went through that. Yeah,
and to see a kid with over 1,000 beads, it just makes your heart sink. And it makes you step back for a second and realize these kids are going through something that no one should ever have to go through.
Yeah. Yeah. Is there a cure in the horizon?
We don't know that. And you know what? Until there is, we're going to be here providing that care, that immediate care.
That's one thing that makes you different from all the other nonprofits, because they're out there doing research, and you leave the research to the researchers. You're there to make them feel good.
Exactly. Our mission is to bring comfort and joy, and that's what we're going to do. We'll let the people, researching do their research thing, and we'll in the meantime we'll be here for them. Every day, as fast as we can.
Great. We need to go away for our first break today. We are going to be entertained by members of the North Cincinnati Youth Orchestra. Take it away, folks.
You're seeing some new real estate signs all over Ohio. They're for Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Professional Realty. Their agents and brokers promise straight talk about the market, about pricing your home, and all of your real estate needs. One of the most respected names in business now in real estate, Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Professional Realty.
The cost of commercial. Book now at ultimateairshuttle.com.
Ultimate Air Shuttle flights are public charters sold and operated by Ultimate Jet Charters LLC as direct air carrier.
All right. Hey.
Hey, they are here, the musical people, with the musical rock and roll realtor.
And you're the musical insurance guy.
I am.
We are back together again. How about that?
We are.
Oh, my gosh. You started with, you gave me rock and roll realtor.
I did. I named you.
Yes, you
have. I guess I've been on the program since the very first one.
And you're still here.
And now we're bringing the kids to play here this morning.
Hey, let's move it along.
Yeah.
Yeah. Give it.
Don't they sound good?
Oh, they're great.
Yeah. That was only 3 of them right now. It sounds like they may be up to a quintet here in a few moments.
Okay. So. It's hard to get all the kids here early in the morning.
Oh, yeah.
But we really thank them for that.
Yeah.
That just makes the whole day.
Well, you're having a fun program today.
We are. We're having fun.
This is crazy.
You're listening to the Rock and Roll Real Estate Hour. This is my 4th annual Christmas show. And it's all about kids. It's about giving. It's about having fun. Yes. Yeah. So we've got to include everything. Music, food, fun, Santa Claus. Did you see
Santa Claus came through just a few
I
moments
interviewed
ago.
Santa Claus.
You did.
I never thought I'd ever be able to interview Santa Claus before.
You are privileged.
That is.
And that
That's great.
resulted in the tune they just played, of course.
Yep, absolutely.
Up on the housetop.
So tell us a little bit about the North Cincinnati Youth Orchestra.
Well, it's directed by my wife, Marva Rasmussen, and Carolyn Quinn. They have 3 orchestras.
Wow.
There are 3 different levels. I guess it's a ncyo.org is the orchestra. If you want to go check it out, the difference between that and let's say a school-based orchestra, it's all ability based. So they've got real little ones and pretty high orchestras with hot fingers, and then you might have bigger, more beginners that in the other smaller, younger orchestras.
Okay.
So
yeah.
So it's
which when you're in school, if you're in the 5th
grade-based.
grade,
it's what you get. What you get. You got a bunch of beginners, and you got your Suzuki kid that's been playing since age 3, and they can just wail on that.
And
thing.
they're bored.
They are to death. So
they
this
go home
gives
and say,
that opportunity.
Can you believe that we've got a terrible?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, you got to put the ones together.
It was just last night. We had a little concert and the bass player kid was in 8th grade, and the dad was telling me that he actually started in 6th grade at Mason, but he very quickly he loved it and was bored out of his mind. And last summer he ended up in one of the orchestra camps that they ran. Just loved that. Now he's in the youth orchestra, and he was playing in the orchestra last night, and he was only an 8th grader in Mason schools, and just excelling like crazy.
Okay,
so
great.
It gives them that opportunity where a year ago, that kid was just about ready to quit because he was bored out of his mind.
Yeah. So how long has the North Cincinnati Youth Orchestra been together?
I think they're about 6 or 7 years.
Yeah. Wow.
Probably should get the director in here. She's in the next studio. Ask these kinds of details.
Okay. Well, but you're right there with them.
I am.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I know they're in the Mason parades, and you organize all that, and you're called the musical insurance guy because.
Oh, lots of different things. Going way back, I used to buy and sell and tune pianos, and then of course today I'm mostly as an insurance agency. We are sponsoring of
Come here, Marva. Yeah.
Of organizations such as North Cincinnati Youth Orchestra, Mason Orchestras, and a lot of other arts type organizations. Marva is asking me all sorts of questions and details, and I said, "You better get the expert in here."
So
Hi, Gary and Gary.
So how long has the North Cincinnati Youth Orchestra been together?
We started in February of 2009
Okay.
with 17 students.
Wow.
And we've grown to close to 70.
Wow.
Have been over the 70 mark a couple of times. And hovers right around there.
So if anybody has a child that's interested in stringed instruments, only stringed instruments, correct?
Correct.
Yeah. Then how can they get in touch with you?
Go to our website, ncyo.org. On one of the pages there's a website contact form. Fill that out. I automatically get an email, and I will respond.
Okay.
And you have auditions coming up.
We do. We have auditions on Tuesday, January 6th. We're the only orchestra I know that has kind of midterm auditions. The audition season's kind of August, September for the school year, but we're a little bit more fluid with our younger students, and so if we have students that aren't ready in August, we tell them to wait until January and to audition then. So that'll be Tuesday, January 6th.
And they might be able to move up to the other orchestra, right?
Correct, yeah.
Now, you don't actually do one-on-one teaching of the instruments, or do you?
Not in the orchestra setting there. We have sectionals where they'll go out as a section.
But you recommend that they have personal instruction?
Yes, we do recommend
lessons.
Private lessons. Yeah, and I do teach a number of those, as the other directors in the orchestra also are private teachers.
Do you teach
as well.
the Suzuki style?
We do, and we approach the orchestra from a Suzuki standpoint. So we have students that are just in the learning process of learning to read music, and we are constantly walking around with our instruments and playing their parts so they hear them. And I have a YouTube channel where they can go and watch a video recording of me playing a first violin part or a third violin part or a viola part, and get it that way, because the Suzuki kids' ears are, very highly developed. They're always listening and getting music as we hear our mother tongue. They're hearing music that way.
Yeah. Music is a big part of everyone's life, whether they know it or not. I mean,
Yes.
any commercial, you turn the TV on, everything begins with music. Even your sports, everything begins with music. So that's just it's important to realize that, and that's why we want to include these young.
That's why you have a band.
Well, yeah, I mean, music's been my life for years and years.
Since you were what? we lad, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And you play also.
I'll play at all sorts of things. The real musicians, the ones sitting next to me here.
Right. So, and of course, this hour is mostly about the Dragonfly Foundation.
It is.
And the kids there. Yeah, we're going to be going away on a break here in 4 minutes, okay. Get in there and get tuned up.
All right.
But, the Dragonfly Foundation, we'll have Kyle back in here. We're going to have one of the families come on, and we're going to ask them some questions, just see how the Dragonfly Foundation helps them in their daily lives. Because can you imagine having a child afflicted with cancer or blood disease?
It's difficult to imagine.
Yeah, we can only imagine.
Yes.
We have to take their word for it that it's
And
not
as I
fun.
see these kids coming into the studio here this morning, with the face masks, and of course, usually many have lost their hair, and and that's just a tiny little piece of what, of course, what they're going through. That's just
right
outward what we see.
Exactly.
They're
right.
living it minute by minute, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Yep, I know. I hear you. So, what's new for 2015 at the insurance company? What do you have any goals set for yourself? I know you added some. You're adding some departments with your company. I know you moved into a larger space this year.
We did, yeah. We got we're growing, and we're always looking for good people.
Okay.
So, customer service, marketing. People give me make calls for me. So if somebody has an interest, musicalinsurancegu.com, and you could send me a note, and I would be glad to see your resume.
There you go. Hey, come on in here. You got to leave?
Yes, sir.
All right, Russell Kling. Thank you for stopping down, my friend.
Absolutely. Had a great time. I
Good.
saw Santa's just heading out. I think maybe if you look out the window, see his sleigh leave.
Yes.
Yeah, there he goes. All right.
There he goes. Jingle,
Cool.
jingle, jingle, right through the sky.
All right.
The kids are all excited in there. They got all kinds of great gifts. It's unbelievable.
Did
what
they?
They got in there, yes.
Good.
Fantastic.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Get you over where we can hear you a little
There
better.
you go. I was just telling everybody that Santa's just leaving, and all the great gifts that he left behind for the kids. They're all bouncing off the walls and having a great time in there.
All right, great.
Your office lobby will never look the same now.
That is absolutely cool. So, we need to head out on a break. Going to get the North Cincinnati Youth Orchestra up and running here. We'll be right back with more stuff from the Rock and Roll Real Estate Hour on 1480 WDJO Cincinnati. Oh, Merry Christmas, everybody. Merry Christmas. My name is Gary Rossignol. I'm with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Professional Realty, and you're listening to the Rock and Roll Real Estate Hour. This is my fourth annual Christmas show, and we're here for basically the Dragonfly Foundation. I have with me Jamie, and you have two of your kids.
Yep, I have Anthony and Bella.
Anthony, how are you doing, Anthony?
Good.
Good, all right. And Bella is down. She's just...
Do you want to say hi? No? She's a little shy.
Okay. Well, Anthony will talk, right?
Yeah.
Anthony. So how old are you, Anthony?
I'm 7.
7 years old, all right. So did Santa Claus come here today?
Yes.
Did you get something that you wanted?
Yeah, but I also wanted Pokemon cards with Metagross in the Mega Metagross in the Giant Mega.
That's on his wish list for Mom.
Okay, there you go.
Yes, that's what Mom has to get me.
Okay.
Mom, don't forget it. You
All
have
right.
to try to find the pack.
Okay.
So which one is the Dragonfly?
Bella is the Dragonfly, but actually, the great thing about Dragonfly is the whole family is really a part of the Dragonfly
Tell me
Foundation.
how does that work?
Yeah, so I think one of the things about having a child diagnosed with cancer is there's not a lot of bright spots in that, and Dragonfly has definitely been one of those bright spots for us. So they really try to give you something to look forward to, something that's going to make the kids smile and be happy. Because there's really, like I said, not a lot to be happy about during those like doctor's visits and that. So
right.
I think it's really one of those great things where they're there for the whole family. So that's why I said Bella is really what brought us to the Dragonfly Foundation. But I would say that all of the kids are dragonflies.
Great. Hi, Bella.
And Anthony's actually Bella's twin brother. So.
Oh, okay.
So they're twins. So and they just had their birthday on Sunday. They turned 7.
Great. Well, that's so cool. That is so cool. So, how has your the illness affected you and your family?
Well, I think it's one of those things where it kind of affects every aspect of your life. Financially, emotionally, physically for her, obviously. So the other thing that has really been great about Dragonfly is they provide a good support system. There's other people out there who are going through the same kind of thing you're going through. So whether it's, talking about something with your child's health or, even on the personal front, they have just a big network of people that can kind of help you, make it through the day.
So that's how you get through those long isolated days in the hospital?
Yeah.
Somebody's there that's been there before.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And I really like, I'm kind of one of those social media people.
Okay.
So I really like that I can connect with like all the other Dragonfly parents through the social, networking and things like that. So really it's a very great organization. And, like I said, it really gives the kids something to look forward to. So when you're in those, hospital visits, it's like, okay, well, after we're done here, we're going to go to the landing. And the landing's been like a really great place where, the kids can go play, especially if they're, have a kid with like immune system issues and you don't want to have them out at like a public play place, or if they're not able to go to school, they can go to the landing and, play there and, just a lot of nice things for the kids to do there. So.
Okay. So what role does the Dragonfly actually play in your life?
And, I think that right now, because when you're going through something like this, there are a lot of extra expenses, like, just, getting gas to go to the hospital, food, things like that. So you don't always have like a lot of extra money just to like go do something fun. And they provide a lot of outlets for that, just they're always having different events and like this, inviting us to, like this great event here. So there's always just something to look forward to.
Yeah.
And you really do need those bright spots because some
and
days
you don't
get very
feel
dark.
you don't feel obligated.
No, you know what? You don't feel obligated, but it's a family, so people give to you and then you give back to them.
There you go. Right.
Like they're just different. Like I talked about the social media. They'll put out things like there are families that come to Cincinnati from all over the country, all over the world even, and they may come here with the clothes on their back and need help, especially like I know people come from like warmer environments, they might not have a winter coat, things like that. So they'll put out if a need comes out, and then people just all the other Dragonflies, it will just pour in. So like they'll help us out one day, but then the next day you're going to help somebody else out. So it's really just about being a family and giving back.
So you get help today, and then tomorrow you may be able to help someone else.
Exactly.
Because they kind of show you the way.
Exactly. And it's not about, it's the little things, I think, too. Like, like it may seem like, like just giving a toy to a child, like that may seem superficial, but, just the little things really, really do, pay back.
So you have 2 other kids then?
I actually have 5 kids altogether. My oldest didn't come; he's in college. But yeah, so there's five altogether.
Yeah, you have Dante.
Dante is 14.
And Donovan.
And Donovan is 11. Yeah, and then we have my 20-year-old Damien.
Okay, so how do you just have one child that has cancer or something, and so how does the rest of the family react to that?
Well, it's, they all have their own different personalities, so I found like, each one kind of deals with it a little bit differently. Anthony is Bella's twin brother, so I think it's probably been the most difficult on him. And, I must admit there's like, well, why does Bella not have to go to school today and the rest of us have to go to school and things like that, for like, that's been the thing with her. She loves school. So for her, not going to school is kind of like a punishment. But if it was one of my boys, they'd be like, we get to, stay off school for 6 months, So I think, there's different levels of understanding. But I think the biggest thing has probably been the fact that I've had to put such a large time commitment towar's Bella's care.
Right.
I mean, we're at the doctor's sometimes 3 times, 4 times a week. She just got out of the hospital from a 1 month hospital stay. So you basically just don't get to really spend a whole lot of time with the other kids. And I think they, that's why I think that the Dragonfly also makes sure to include all of the kids, not just the kid with cancer, because everybody really is affected by it.
Yeah.
And I think that's the beautiful thing about their organization.
So what's the one thing that they do that no one else does?
I think the one thing they do that I really see the total focus on the kids, and not that all the other organizations aren't about helping the kids and that, but really their sole goal is to what can bring a smile to that child's face. And they understand that mental is just as important as the physical aspect of it. Because, when she's in the hospital, she's pretty depressed. And when she's out of the hospital, she's smiling and happy, and just that whole mental attitude just really helps.
Well, who wants to be in the hospital anyway?
Exactly. And, even with Dragonfly, too, as soon as we got to the hospital, within 2 or 3 days, there was a present that they delivered to the hospital room for Bella. Unexpected, totally just out of the blue, but that made her day. And, it's a material thing, but when you're sitting in a hospital and there's nothing else to be kind of happy about, that's just really great to get.
I mean, kids, what do they know?
Exactly.
They know feeling good and they know feeling bad.
Exactly.
What makes them feel good is a good thing.
Yes. So I think that's really the thing that differentiates Dragonfly is they're totally about the kids, and everything goes directly to the families, I think, because a lot of organizations, you may donate something and a very small portion actually ends up going to a person in need. And for Dragonfly, it's totally, everything goes to
Do they
them.
ever ask anything of you?
No. In fact, it's kind of, like you kind of feel like, that's why I think there's this whole community of like, we're going to give back. Like, no, they're not asking anything of me, but, if I have something to give, I'm going to just give back to that person. But never ask for a thing from you.
Wow.
It's totally 100% volunteer donations.
Okay, great. Okay, so we got 3 more minutes to go.
Okay.
So, what do you do when you get help? If you need something, are you able to go to them with just about anything?
Well, the one thing that I think, I mean, they have. I think sometimes it's not maybe something that they can help you with.
They like your
but they
life
have a
support.
Network, exactly. Like they have just a network of people that can help out, and they can reach out to those people. The other thing that I think is so great, like I feel like I'm close personal friends now with the people in charge of the organization. So Leah Davidson, all of those. Like they're like my close personal friends now. So it isn't like, hey, put a request in somewhere and then maybe
how long
somebody will get back.
have you known Rhea?
I basically just met her through in the last 6 months when Bella was diagnosed. But we're family, and it's not, I don't know how big the organization is to tell you the truth, but it feels like just a small family group. And I've never been involved like with United Way or something like that. I don't know that I've actually ever talked to the people in charge. So that just seems a little bit different.
Yeah. Who showed up first?
You mean like who was the first person? Like day one in the hospital, we had a welcome pack from the Dragonfly Foundation.
Okay.
It had, and honestly, it wasn't like you were even part of the foundation yet, and you don't have to be part of it. But every person that comes into children's, the HEMOC department, they give them this welcome pack, and it has deodorant, like. Just like little things that you would need to be in the hospital, to be in the hospital.
Right.
So they were the first people that showed up with their social worker day one.
Right. Great. So Anthony, what do you like being on the radio?
I love to, and it's so great being on radio, and also I'm popular because we are on the newspaper.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we were in the newspaper. Too.
Really? Okay.
He got to meet Devin Still.
Oh.
So.
Devon.
Yeah.
Still.
Yes. Yes.
Wow, how cool was that?
That was pretty cool, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah,
Yeah.
he was in the newspaper, so he says that we're pretty popular
All
now.
right.
Because we were in the newspaper.
So do you
that was through Dragonfly too. It was an
Yeah.
opportunity through them as well.
So do you help take care of your sister?
Yep.
Do you? Okay.
Not much.
Not much.
Oh. But you're a good brother, huh?
You play with her a lot. Huh?
All right, that's great. We got about 30 seconds.
30 seconds.
And we want to introduce the North Cincinnati Youth Orchestra. Did you hear the musicians over there?
Yeah.
Did you ever think about playing music? No. Oh, okay. Well, we're going to listen to more music from the North Cincinnati Youth Orchestra. How would that be?
Would I also be on news?
I don't know about news, but you're going to be on the internet.
Yeah, we can listen to it afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can go listen to it after we're done here.
All right. We'll be back right after these words. You're listening to the Rock and Roll Real Estate Hour on 1480 WDJO, and here's more of the North Cincinnati Youth Orchestra.
You're seeing some new real estate signs all over Ohio. They're for Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Professional Realty. Their agents and brokers promise straight talk about the market, about pricing your home, and all of your real estate needs. One of the most respected names in business now in real estate, Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Professional Realty. Find a local agent at ohiohomesandrealestate.com. Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Professional Realty is an independently owned and operated franchisee of BHH Affiliate LLC.
Sounds of the North Cincinnati Youth Orchestra. How Christmassy is that, huh? We were missing that cello earlier. He showed up. Good job, guys. All right. Hey. Fantastic. Thank you very much for coming down today. I appreciate that. I have Kyle Weldon, and I have Betty. Betty, you are a mom of a dragonfly.
I am.
And we're so glad that you took the time to come down here.
Thank you.
What does the dragonfly mean to you?
A bigger family.
I keep getting this. It's, you guys brainwashing them or something, Kyle?
Absolutely not. No.
How do you get this?
Just being authentic and providing as much comfort and as much joy as quickly as possible.
Is that what it's all about?
It is. It's when you just need somebody, there's always somebody there. Whether I'm picking up my phone and calling another one or talking to them over the internet, there's always somebody there that can relate to what you're going through, what you've been through, and it's just the best support there.
How long have you been affiliated with the Dragonfly Foundation?
2 years in
2 years.
November.
Okay. And one of your children have gone through the hospital already, or are they still in the hospital?
He's
still in the hospital.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's ongoing.
Yes, he's got 1.5 years of treatment left before.
Wow.
Before we stop them monthly.
How large is his beads of courage?
He kind of gave up on him.
Oh, really?
Yeah, when he got like 16 foot long, he was done.
Oh my gosh. You want to explain what that is?
Every time he gets a bone marrow biopsy or just blood drawn, he gets a different bead for everything that he gets done.
Uh-huh.
Then he puts the beads on a string, and it's a storyline of everything he's been through.
Wow.
For every single thing he's had done, he gets a different bead. Every time he's in the hospital on Easter, he gets an Easter bead. If he's in the hospital on Christmas, he gets a Christmas bead. And you can tell by the beads, it reads like a story. It tells everything they've done to him.
Yeah. So, what was your first initial introduction to the Dragonfly? How did that happen?
They brought us a care package when we got there.
So everybody gets that.
Everybody.
Yeah.
Well, we came from Florida. I came
Okay.
from Florida. I got here 6 o'clock in the morning. Really didn't have anything with me. It was a last minute thing to get here. We found out on a Friday. I got here Saturday, and I didn't. If it wasn't for the care package, they gave us shampoo and deodorant and all the stuff that, honestly, I forgot to pack. And I lived in the hospital with Jimmy for 48 days the first trip.
Wow.
So they were a blessing.
Wow. I've heard that. That I kept thinking to myself, never been in that situation. Now, how could you just pack up at home and not bring your toothbrush and your shaving gear and stuff, and deodorant, but that's you don't think about that stuff when your kid's diagnosed with a serious illness and your only hope is in Cincinnati, Ohio. What do you do?
I threw my clothes in my bag and got on an airplane. It all happened in just a matter of just a few hours. So, you've got so much running through your head. And really the last thing you're thinking about is your toothbrush or, your shampoo. You're just like, get out the door. How quick can I get there? And they were a blessing.
Wow. That is just so cool. That is so cool. So, do your kids like being dragonflies?
Oh, yes. Jimmy went down, called all his friends when they
what are the ages?
I have a 24, a 23, a 22, a 19, and a 13-year-old.
Bless your heart. That's a wonderful family.
Yes. And then, we have other family member
And
children
those
that
older
live with us.
teens, they don't feel like being part of Dragonfly is not cool?
Oh, no. Oh, no. They love it.
Oh.
They love it.
Wow. That's unusual. How many organizations can say that their families can grow up and the little kids and the middle kids and then the older kids can all love the same thing?
My 24-year-old Matthew and his children, they've come to the landing and participated in events with us.
So they bring your grandkids.
Yes.
They get them all involved.
Yes.
So this thing's just going to go on and on.
I hope.
That's wonderful. That's great.
I couldn't imagine them being around better people. I mean, like I said, it's just a big extended family.
Getting down to the real nitty gritty, what's one of the single greatest benefit that you have found through this whole ordeal?
Through the Dragonfly?
Through the Dragonfly and your kid going through the hospital and what the Dragonfly is doing for you.
That Jimmy's learning that there's more out there in life than just, the hospital. There's more things to do out there. There's more. He's not alone in this thing.
Okay. He gets to meet others in his same situation?
He does.
They encourage each other?
Oh, yes.
Oh.
Oh, yes. Jimmy
Okay.
talks to some of them on Facebook, and they've really become friends.
Do some that have already been through it and are in remission, do they come back around? And
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So that's the key.
Yes.
Is the giving back part.
Yes. Jimmy is in remission. He has a year and a half of treatment left.
Okay.
But he's in remission. But I mean, I'm hoping that even after a year and a half that he'll still,
Yeah.
still want to participate and
Yeah. So is home still Florida?
No.
Okay. So you moved up here. You've made your new home here in Cincinnati.
Yes.
Okay. When did you decide and how did that happen?
Well, we're originally from Ohio.
Okay.
And we moved to Florida, and then now we had to move back. So I can't take him from Children's Hospital. So there's just no point in going back. So we're just back to Ohio.
Could be worse. Could be Cleveland.
Oh.
Touche.
So, Kyle, you're just sitting here just grinning.
It just makes me happy that I'm a part of something that affects someone's life in that way.
Yeah.
Just hearing it is incredible.
So how many Santa Clauses have your kids seen yet so far this year?
One.
One? This is the only Santa Claus?
Yes.
Well, he's the real Santa Claus. You know that. I mean, I know him. Me and Santa Claus go back a few years. He's a pretty cool Santa.
Yeah.
That's great. That's great. Okay. Betty, thank you very much. God bless you. I hope you have a Merry, Merry Christmas, you and your children. Give them all a big hug.
Thank you. I will.
Kyle, thanks for coming down and bringing these families down here. Appreciate that.
We appreciate being here.
And ladies and gentlemen, I just want to say Merry Christmas to you all. It's about family. We always have an extra chair or two, an extra plate or two at the dinner table, just in case somebody wants to stop by. And I think we're going to wrap things up with the North Cincinnati Youth Orchestra. We're going to play one more song. And is it time to go, Kevin? It is time to go. Kevin, have a Merry Christmas. Mary Jo, have a Merry Christmas. I love you. All right. Till next time.